existence. It's an anniversary that is very special indeed and very historical, a historical moment in the life of this Catholic university. You will agree that 600 years is indeed a long time. The university is still going strong 600 years later. Historically, the university has been a major contributor to the development of Catholic theology. My name is Father Paul Samasumo, and it is a privilege to bring you the English commentary and text of this broadcast. Those of you joining us for this broadcast, or Pope Francis in Brussels at the Catholic University of Leuven, welcome. If you are following us on our other social media channels, Diocesan Religious Congregation Television, Radio, or any other social media channels, so glad that you could join Pope Francis in Brussels. Greetings to our partner television and radio stations of EWTN Television, Catholic TV, Luminous Radio India, Atmadashan TV, Catholic Faith Network in America, Shalom World Television Networks, Shalom TV India, and Sunday Shalom. So that you know, Vatican News has put up additional shortwave frequencies for this visit. So if you are a shortwave radio listeners, I'm sure you'll be happy to note that. Pope Francis just arriving in his motorcade to the UC Leuven, that is the Catholic University of Leuven here in Brussels. As I did allude at the start of this transmission, the Catholic University of Leuven was founded by way of a papal decree in 1425. Pope Martin V decree 600 years ago established this famous institution, often abbreviated as UC Leuven. It is one of the oldest Catholic universities in Europe. UC Leuven is actually the biggest French-speaking university in Belgium. Pope Francis just arriving in his motorcade, for those that are following us on radio, to this beautiful university town. The Catholic University of Leuven in 1968 went through a crisis. The Dutch language section of the university separated and became an independent institution known today as KU Leuven, and the French-speaking university, that's the Catholic University of Leuven, La Neuve, moved to a new campus southeast of Brussels. Though the two sister universities operate independently, they still have much in common, and it is not surprising that this afternoon we can see they are ready to greet the Pope as he is alighting from his vehicle. We can see they are ready to greet the Pope, the two rectors from the two institutions. They are both at hand to greet the Holy Father. So right now, those of us following on radio, we have the Pope who is just coming out of the car and ready to greet the welcoming party outside the university building. Those at hand to greet the Holy Father, we can see there the Catholic Archbishop of Mechelen, Brussels. We could say that the Archbishop of this diocese, Luc Telinden, is the primate, and the Pope had just been given a flower welcoming, and he was greeting a young man, most likely a student. And I think now he's greeting the rectors and exchanging a few words with them there as he greets the welcome party that is at hand to greet him. Other officials also welcoming the Pope to this event are the mayor of Wattignies, Leuven, as well as the governor of the province. And now the Holy Father is going around in this courtyard greeting the various students that are carrying flags, all of them part of the welcome party, as he will make his way to the Aula Magna, that is the Great Hall of the university where the proceedings of today will take place. And now Pope Francis has greeted the students and professors and other dignitaries, officials that are in the courtyard, and is now making his way to the Aula Magna, which we are told is on the first floor. The Aula Magna essentially is a great hall or a classroom at a number of universities and is used on special occasions such as the one just unfolding at these universities. And now Pope Francis has gone into the building and greeting further number of people waiting there to welcome him in this historical moment. During this visit, we expect Pope Francis to have an encounter with some students and scientists, researchers who are involved in environmental and social transition issues. They have penned a letter for him in which they will bring some of their concerns. This letter will be presented. It has been written to the Pope himself by some of those researchers and students and scientists on issues that are pertinent to Laudato Si. So Pope Francis being shown some of the historical moments of this university, and I think he's signing the book of honors there. I was just saying that during this visit we expect the Pope to listen to a letter presentation written to him by some of the students and researchers. These students are involved in issues such as eco-anxiety and philosophical issues, theological roots of some of the social challenges brought about by Laudato Si and the environmental crisis that the world is facing. Other issues in the letter that these students were concerned with regard social inequality, the role of women and the role of frugality, as well as solidarity. The letter is a kind of response to Laudato Si. It's a kind of a dialogue with Pope Francis's own encyclical of 2015, that is Laudato Si. And it is a fruit of a collective effort that brought together professors, young researchers, and students who gathered around the encyclical Laudato Si and worked on the 5 themes that I have mentioned earlier on, those that is philosophical, theological roots of climate crisis, and the place of emotion and commitment, the questions of inequality, as well as the place of women and attitudes of sobriety and solidarity in the face of the climate emergency that we are facing. We know that issues of climate change are very dear to Pope Francis, and he has urged that we be kind and mindful of how we treat the earth, our common home. So these students met together, and each group produced a text that has served as a basis for the letter that we will listen to later on during the the proceedings of today of Pope Francis's visit here. Pope Francis has just finished writing something in the Book of Honors, and later on perhaps we might have a glimpse of what he has written. It has been a convivial atmosphere here, and earlier on, for about an hour and even more, there was a jazz and classical music concert, as you can hear some of the strains of music there. Laudato Si, Signore, and Pope Francis clearly enjoying and appreciating the students there. A festive mood indeed, and befitting of 600 years of the Catholic University of Leuven's existence. Now we have opening remarks, I think, from the rector, Professor Françoise Schmidt. Most Holy Father, dear Pope Francis, it is with great joy and gratitude that the university community of US Leuven welcomes you today to Leuven. We thank you for coming to celebrate with us the anniversary of our university, whose founding bull was signed by Pope Martin V almost 600 years ago. Many of us remember the visit of your predecessor, John Paul II, in May 1985. So we had a video just showing the passage of time, dressing, and the various historical moments that the university has gone through as Professor Françoise was making her opening remarks. Many of us remember the visit of your predecessor, John Paul II, in May 1985. It was an unforgettable moment of shared emotions for our community and the young city of Leuven, which has grown considerably. This meeting gives us the opportunity to discuss with you some of the major issues facing all of us, particularly the young generation who are well represented in this room. We are all aware of the urgency of climate change. Scientific data warn us that breaching planetary limits pose a serious threat to our population and the balance of the ecosystem. As a scientific community, we have a major responsibility to share proven facts, a rigorous, critical, and comprehensible way. It is our duty to help society open its eyes. But our responsibility doesn't stop there. It also means helping to shape change through our research, teaching, and service to society. Our university is fully committed to this. This ties in with your appeal in Laudato Si, the encyclical, dedicated to what you call protection of our common home. Due to the number and variety of factors to be taken in account, it becomes indispensable when determining the impact of concrete initiatives on the environment to give researchers a leading role and to facilitate their interaction with great academic freedom. Your challenge to us with some powerful words in the encyclical, these situations of inequality provoke the groaning of Sister Earth, which joins the groaning of the world abandoned in a clamor demanding of us another direction. We have never harmed our common home as much as we have done in the last century. Members of the university community took the time to allow themselves to be challenged. They gathered around 5 themes: the philosophical and theological roots of the climate crisis, the place of emotion and commitment, the question of inequalities, the place of women, and attitudes of sobriety and solidarity in the face of climate emergency. This reflection has resulted in a letter which we'll be happy to share with you in a few moments. Most Holy Father, dear Pope Francis, in the 600 years of its existence, our university has always sought to remain innovative and pioneering, evolving with society and inspiring generations. A university rich in history and looking to the future, resolutely open to all, attentive to the diversity of cultures and philosophies, and a reflection of our society. A university more than ever, we will continue to fulfill our societal role, not less in the challenges of environmental and societal transitions. Thank you, dear Pope Francis, for your presence, and welcome to our common home, that is our shared earth. Director Professor Françoise Schmidt, on the occasion of Pope Francis' visit, sharing her opening remarks. You can see that everybody is pleased to have Pope Francis in this room. And now we have another video.
Je pense que la responsabilité des universités, elle est très importante, puisque c'est ces générations qui vont, dans très peu de temps maintenant, 4-5 ans, arriver aux responsabilités, infuser une nouvelle manière de voir. On le sent déjà hein, dans le public des étudiants. Et je crois que Louvain, la recherche, l'innovation, l'intelligence du changement, tant dans le domaine économique, social, technologique et les liens entre ces transformations, ça c'est vraiment le rôle des universités à mon avis. Et bien sûr, c'est très important que l'université fasse des plans de développement durable, fasse attention justement à toutes ces actions du jour le jour. Mais le plus important, évidemment, c'est l'éducation, le débat, la recherche et d'envisager ces changements et comment les conduire et de pousser ce débat public, de pousser la mise en œuvre de ce débat public. Donc il y a un rôle central pour les universités et je dirais un rôle central pour les réseaux d'universités entre elles, parce que ça ne peut pas se passer qu'en Europe, c'est bien l'Europe, hein, et c'est formidable qu'on soit cette espèce d'îlot aujourd'hui encore de prospérité et de discussions vraiment sérieuses hein, sur la lutte contre le changement climatique, mais on ne peut pas faire tout seul. Donc Louvain, ça doit être aussi dans un réseau d'universités qui parle de ces changements, qui aide à nouer le débat partout ailleurs. Souvent, on me demande est-ce que vous êtes pessimiste ou optimiste? Et je réponds toujours non, je suis activiste, parce que nous n'avons pas le choix, n'est-ce pas? Et oui, et c'est un beau mot, activiste. Ça ne veut pas dire nécessairement défiler dans les rues, même si on peut le faire. Ça veut dire se dire on ne peut plus être passif. On doit être dans l'action. Et on doit appeler les autres à l'action. Et il y a un grand champ pour les universités pour le faire.
A short interview there, a testimony of the university and its role in society. Now, Genevieve Damas will read a letter to Pope Francis. Most Holy Father, dear Pope Francis.
Beste Paus Franciscus.
Caro Papa.
Caro Papa Francesco.
Francisco amigo.
Cher Pape François, dans l'encyclique Laudato Si, vous proposez d'entrer en dialogue
In the encyclical Laudato Si, you propose to enter in dialogue with everyone about our common home. Allow me to respond to your invitation and to let this cry of the young people to whom we are responsible resonate in you, in me, and in all of us. It also joins that of the earth. This earth, our sister, cries out because of the damage we have caused her. Our contemporary most often oscillate between denial and anxious anticipation, trying to protect themselves from the emotions linked to the devastation of the world, present and future. For young people, the emotional protection is often much weaker. Their lives have to be built, choices have to be made in order to project themselves in the future with more or less
Cher
confidence.
Saint-Père, cher Pape François, nous vous proposons d'écouter les séquoias de la chanteuse Pomme.
For young people,
Quand j'ai marché dans l'allée des séquoias, j'ai respiré volontiers pour une fois et envoyé 2000 prières au vent pour nous sauver des misères d'avant. sécher avant que tout soit emporté. Je veux retourner dans l'allée, entendre les séquoias chanter.
That is a song by Promise, whose lyrics speak about the worry of the destruction of the redwood. Like plants, the redwood trees provide us with oxygen. Losing them accentuates our vulnerability as living, breathing beings.
Comment considérer sereinement l'avenir
How
quand
can we calmly consider the future when we are witnessing the contradictions between what we know about environmental degradation and apparent inaction when it comes to ecological issues? The singer Promise, in this song that we just listened to, his song is a response to send 2,000 prayers to the wind. This in fact means reintegrating our religious nature back into the cosmic and reintegrating culture into nature. Sending to the wind also means sending prayers to the wind.
La réponse à la crise écologique et sociale devrait être un regard différent, une pensée, une politique, un programme éducatif, un style de vie et une spiritualité qui résisteraient au paradigme technocratique. Comment articuler intellectuellement cette résistance?
Ne vous méprenez pas, cher pape François.
Indeed, Pope Francis,
Il ne s'agit pas de rêver à une alternative antimoderne, nostalgique d'un passé fantasmé. Il s'agit d'approfondir le chantier tel que l'ébauche Laudato Si. Vous y citez les conclusions du GIEC.
indeed, dear Pope Francis, we have demonstrated that duly validated scientific data constitutes an irreplaceable basis for thinking about a more just and ecological sustainable world. Our relationship with nature needs place the relationship between humans and the transcendental God at the center of the scale of our values. How is Christianity compatible with the demands of a coordinated defense of ecosystem? How is the Church prepared to commit itself to supporting a cultural, economic and social revolution that would manifest this community of destiny between creation and cultures in the struggle for their liberation? In all this, the history, power is fundamental key. Here too, we need a critical rereading of the past to open a new path. The current ecological situation has in fact much to do with the relations of cross dominations. Domination of human over nature, domination of men over women, domination of the North over the South. In European modernity, if European modernity was able to develop a capitalist economic and an instrumental rationality to it, it is because it has previously extended its influence over American lands and found gigantic resources there for our own development. Religion has too often constituted a moral basis for these colonial projects. Could we look at these cultures and spiritualities without condensation, without the desire to extract from them what is useful for us, and then go elsewhere?
Par laquelle la mondialisation renforce la domination occidentale sur les pays en développement, exacerbant ainsi les inégalités.
Acknowledging the multiplicity.
Cher Pape François, nous vous adressons ces questions autant qu'à nous-mêmes, tant la position morale de surplomb est pour beaucoup de chrétiens comme pour beaucoup d'universitaires une seconde nature. Faire droit à la multiplicité des spiritualités et des épistémologies, Ascarturo Escobar
And now she's speaking about the
n'est pas un caprice d'intellectuel. Il s'agit d'identifier les racines d'un phénomène vieux de plusieurs siècles pour établir les bases d'une justice renouvelée.
what does the notion of integral development mean for the Catholic Church? Is the Church ready to deploy
Le Sud global
this
subit de
notion
plein fouet les conséquences du dérèglement climatique. Pourtant,
in the
sa
interaction
responsabilité historique dans les émissions de gaz à effet de serre et dans la transgression des limites planétaires est minime.
En Belgique, il y a 2 fois plus de femmes que d'hommes en situation de pauvreté individuelle. Quelle place pour les femmes dans un plan de lutte pour la justice sociale, cher pape François? La même injustice environnementale sévit dans les pays du Nord global. Les conséquences de plusieurs événements météorologiques extrêmes, comme les inondations de l'été 2021 en Belgique, traduisent le lien entre précarité socio-économique et vulnérabilité environnementale. L'un des mérites de Laudato Si est d'insister sur ce lien, considérant que la situation actuelle constitue une seule et complexe crise socio-environnementale. Dans cette perspective, l'encyclique défend une écologie intégrale, inséparable du bien commun qui présuppose le respect de la personne humaine avec des droits fondamentaux et inaliénables ordonnés à son développement intégral. Que signifie pour l'Église catholique la notion de développement intégral? L'Église est-elle prête à l'envisager dans une perspective intersectionnelle, en prenant en
And now
compte
she's talking about the notion of integral development. What does it mean for the Catholic Church? Is the Church ready to deploy the notion in an intersectional perspective that is taking into account inequalities of class, gender, and race? It's a very heartfelt letter, very complex also because of the complex nature of the discussion, and one that would definitely need to be read quietly and with much more reflection. Dear Pope Francis, where can we find the place of women in the encyclical? Women are the great absentee from Laudato Si. You may tell the question of care of the common home, that is our Mother Earth. In doing so, do we remain in an unjust distribution of tasks in the name of so-called nature propensity? Catholic theology has tended to reinforce the division through the theology of women, which exists in the maternal role, while prohibiting their access to ordained ministries. What place, then, is there for the woman in the Church?
N'est pas étendu à la justice du genre. Il passe sous silence le fait que la pauvreté est encore majoritairement féminine, que ce sont les femmes qui ont subi
in Belgium, women are there are twice many women as men in situations of individual poverty. What is the place of the woman in a plan to fight for social injustice? Dear Pope Francis, Laudato Si carries the seeds of promising reflection for the inclusion of all. But as often the case, the history of the Church, as often the case in the history of the Church, women have been made invisible in their experiences. Women have also been made invisible in their intellectual contributions. Indeed, no female theologian is cited, yet many of them have studied and denounced the intrinsic links between the domination of nature and the domination of women. What is the place of women in the production of frameworks of thought that stimulate the concept and the decisions of the Church?
Mais la soumission à un Père extérieur à la création ne correspond pas à une humanité mature et multiple, à une humanité qui pourrait intégrer des limites dans un mouvement responsable d'adhésion à la dynamique de la vie. Nous avons besoin d'un changement de paradigme, un changement qui doit s'appuyer tant sur les trésors des spiritualités
for a new paradigm of relations and making a reflection on Laudato Si.
L'université peut être un lieu, parmi d'autres,
The university can be an appropriate place, among others, to develop both awareness of planetary limits and the need to respect them. A new culture of transition tends to show that reducing consumption in all its forms is not primarily deprivation. On the contrary, it can be seen as a choice of sobriety, understood as a renunciation of transforming reality, and can open up authentic place, the path for liberation. The same environmental justice is observed in globes of the North.
Des mécanismes de solidarité pour assurer la cohésion sociale et la justice. La tâche est immense. Comme université, nous avons un rôle important à jouer. À travers
As a university, we have an important role
l'enseignement et le service à la société. En ce qui
in
concerne
the
la
research
recherche,
for
les innovations
innovation.
technologiques et sociales doivent permettre de déployer ce changement systémique, mais sans angélisme. Des critères éthiques stricts doivent orienter les fonds vers l'avènement d'une transition écologique juste. Le maintien de financements propres à la recherche fondamentale est capital. C'est la seule manière de construire un espace protégé de la sphère marchande, tourné vers la recherche de la vérité et la beauté de la connaissance. Pour ce qui est de l'enseignement, l'UC Leuven s'est engagé dans un processus de mise en adéquation des cursus avec les exigences de la transition écologique dans le développement des approches interdisciplinaires et de la pédagogie active, entre autres. Le chemin est encore long, mais nous progressons. Enfin, du point de vue du service à la société, les universitaires sont appelés à s'engager dans diverses initiatives porteuses d'avenir. Mais ici comme ailleurs, ils sont freinés par des facteurs structurels. L'université est soumise à des pressions compétitives qui créent des effets délétères, peu en phase avec la construction disciplinaire et interdisciplinaire des savoirs pour une écologie intégrale.
And she has been speaking about the role of the University Leuven, which has embarked on a process of aligning curriculum with the requirements of the ecology, and also
La communauté monastique
suggesting
franciscaine
that there is
se vit sous le mode du partage des biens, conserve sa pertinence.
as suggested in the encyclical.
Des prémices du
St.
capitalisme,
Francis of Assisi is also the patron saint of the students' parish that is in UC Leuven, and is an inspiration
Cher Pape François,
to the community.
vous avez choisi de vivre votre
And
responsabilité
lastly, dear Francis,
dans le sillage de François d'Assise.
you have chosen to live your responsibility as Bishop of Rome in the wake of
Le damos las gracias
in the
por su
wake of
atención.
Saint
Tack för din
Francis
uppmärksamhet.
of Assisi.
murakoze cyane.
Vielen Dank für Ihre Aufmerksamkeit.
Thank you for your attention.
Hartelijk bedankt voor uw aandacht.
Matondo mingi.
Grazie per l'attenzione.
Soyez remerciés pour votre attention.
Probably one of the most robust responses to Laudato Si that I've ever witnessed, and with a lot of questions I think that Pope Francis will probably address, but very heartfelt indeed, performed by Genevieve Damas. She's a playwright, a novelist, a Belgian playwright, novelist, and actress. I think it would be worth you getting hold of that letter from the students and the researchers of UC Leuven to Pope Francis. It's a kind of a dialogue with him on his encyclical Laudato Si. Pope Francis now greeting some of the participants, some of the students who have participated in the reading and the recitation of this letter, which was a collective effort bringing together professors, young researchers, and students who gathered around on the encyclical Laudato Si and worked on 5 different themes, from philosophical to theological roots of the climate crisis, and also a commitment to questions of inequality, the place of women that came out very strongly, and attitudes of sobriety in our modern age. And now Pope Francis will respond in his address to the university on this 600th anniversary of the university. Dear brothers and sisters, thank you, dear Madam Rector, for your kind words. Dear students, I am pleased to meet you and listen to your reflections. I can sense in your words passion and hope, a desire for justice and search for truth. Among the issues you raised, I was struck by the one concerning the future and anxiety. It is easy to see how violence and arrogant wickedness is destroying people and the environment. You explained very well. It seems to know no limits, and it is most brutally expressed by war. Today, in a country that I shall not name, the greatest investment that is bringing more profit is from the proceeds of war. Sometimes the most brutal expression is war, but also of corruption and modern forms of slavery. Sometimes this evil even corrupt religion itself, turning it into an instrument of domination. Yet this is blasphemous when the union of men and women with God, who is saving love, is turned into slavery, and even in the name of the Father, a revelation meant to heal. God is Father, He is not a patron. He is Son, God is Son and Brother, not dictator. God is the Spirit of love and not dominance. As Christians, we know that evil never has the last word. We could even say that its days are numbered. But far from lessening one's commitment, evil actually strengthens our commitment to our responsibility. Our responsibility is hope. Hope never deludes. And this certainty conquers and conquers the pessimistic spirit. Hope never disappoints or deludes. In this regard,
Il primo atteggiamento è la
you
riconoscenza.
asked me the relationship
Questa
between
casa ci è donata. Non siamo padroni, siamo ospiti e pellegrini sulla terra.
on this earth, we are
Il primo a prendersene
visitors
cura è
on the
Dio.
earth.
Noi siamo anzitutto curati da Dio, che ha creato la terra, dice Isaia, non come orrida regione, ma
As Isaiah says, in the words of God did not create a chaos,
di stupida
He formed it
riconoscenza
for
è il Salmo
to be
8.
inhabited.
Quando vedo i tuoi cieli, opera delle tue dita,
And Psalm
la
8
luna
is full of gratitude
che
and
cosa
wonder.
mai è l'uomo?
What is
Ti ricordi
human being
il
that
figlio
you
dell'uomo
have,
perché te ne curi?
you are mindful of them,
La preghiera del cuore
mortals
che viene,
that you
grazie,
care for
Padre,
them.
per il cielo
Thanks
stellato
to our Father
e per la
for the
vita
starry
in
sky
questo universo.
and for our lives in this universe.
Secondo atteggiamento,
The second attitude is mission.
noi siamo nel
While
mondo
we are in
per
this world,
costruire la sua bellezza,
we are meant to safeguard its
coltivare
beauty
per il bene di tutti,
and cultivate it
soprattutto dei
for the good of
posteri,
all, especially
il
keeping
prossimo
in
del
mind
futuro.
those who
Ecco
will
il
come
programma
after us.
ecologico della
This is the
Chiesa.
Church ecological program.
Nessun piano di sviluppo
To date,
potrà
no
riuscire
development plan
se
will
resta
ever succeed
arroganza,
as
violenza,
long as
rivalità
arrogance,
nelle nostre
violence, and
coscienze,
rivalry
anche nella
are
nostra società.
in our consciences.
Occorre andare alle
We need to
fonti
go
della
to the
questione,
source
che è il cuore
of the matter,
dell'uomo.
which is the human
Dal
heart.
cuore dell'uomo viene
Indeed,
anche la
ecological
drammatica
issues
urgenza
have become
del tema
increasingly
ecologico.
urgent because
Dall'arrogante
of the
indifferenza
arrogant
dei
indifference
potenti
rooted
che
in
mette
the
sempre
heart
davanti
of the
l'interesse
powerful,
economico.
who so often give preference to economic
Interesse economico,
interests.
i soldi. Io ricordo
I remember
una cosa che mia nonna mi
what
diceva
my
sempre:
grandmother used to say:
stai attento nella
be
vita,
careful in life,
perché il diavolo
because
entra dalle
the
tasche.
devil enters through the pockets.
L'interesse economico.
Economic interests.
Finché sarà così,
According
ogni appello sarà messo a tacere o verrà
to what
accolto
financial markets
solo
are,
nella misura
the sole
in cui è
arbiters
conveniente
determine
al mercato.
whether an appeal
Questa
is to be taken
spiritualità,
or silenced.
diciamolo così, del mercato.
This logic of the market,
E finché il mercato resta al primo posto,
as
la
long
nostra
as the
casa
market
comune
is given a
subirà
pride of place,
ingiustizie.
then our common home will continue to suffer
La
injustice.
bellezza del
Yet
dono
the beauty of the
chiede la
gift
nostra
of
responsabilità.
creation
Siamo ospiti,
summons us
non despoti.
to a great
E a questo
responsibility.
proposito, cari
We are
studenti,
guests, not despots.
considerate la cultura come
In this
coltivazione
regard, dear
dell'uomo,
students, I
non solo
I
delle
invite you
idee,
to consider culture as cultivation, not just an idea, but
dello
also
sviluppo
of our
integrale
world.
che
Here
richiede
lies the
questo
challenge of
atteggiamento
integral
della
development,
fedeltà.
which requires
Fedeltà a
the
Dio
third
e
attitude,
fedeltà all'uomo.
fidelity to God
Questo sviluppo,
and to
infatti,
every man and woman.
riguarda tutte le
Indeed, such
persone
development
in
concerning
tutti gli
all
aspetti
people in the
della
physical
loro
and
vita
moral,
fisica,
cultural,
morale, culturale,
and socio-political
sociopolitica.
aspects of their
E
lives.
adesso si oppone qualsiasi forma
Moreover,
di oppressione
this
e
type
di
of development
sguardo.
is contrary to all
La
forms
Chiesa
of oppression
denuncia
and rejection
questi
of
soprusi,
others, and the Church
impegnandosi a
denounces these abuses,
conversione di
committing
ogni
herself,
membro da noi
above
stessi
all,
alla
to the
giustizia e alla
conversion
verità.
of each
In questo
of her
senso, lo
members,
sviluppo
each one of us,
integrale fa appello
to
alla
injustice,
nostra
to
santità.
truth.
Evocazione alla vita giusta,
In this
a una
sense,
vita giusta,
integral
felice.
development calls us to holiness,
E
to the
adesso,
vocation of justice and happy life.
l'opzione da fare
The
è
choice
dunque tra
Is to be
manipolare
made
la
then
natura
between
e
manipulation,
coltivare la
manipulating nature, or cultivating it.
L'opzione così: o manipola la
Either
natura
you
o coltivo la natura.
manipulate life
A
or you
partire dalla
cultivate
nostra
it.
natura umana,
And we must
pensiamo
begin
alle
with our own
genetiche,
human
agli
nature,
organismi
including
cibernetici,
questions
all'intelligenza
of eugenics,
artificiale.
cybernetic organisms,
L'opzione tra
and artificial
manipolare o
intelligence.
coltivare riguarda
Yet
anche
the choice
il
between
nostro
manipulation and
mondo
cultivation
interiore.
also concerns our interior lives.
Pensare all'ecologia
Reflecting
umana
on
ci
human
porta
ecology
a toccare
brings
una
us
tematica
to
che
an
sta
issue
fuori a
close
voi
to your
e
hearts
prima ancora
as well
a
as
me
to
e ai
mine,
miei
and that
predecessori.
is, and those are my
Il
predecessors.
ruolo
the role of women in the church. I love what you said earlier. There is much involved, including the questions of violence and injustice, as well as ideological prejudices. This is why we must go back to what is essential. Who is woman and who is the church? The church is woman. It's not the masculine church or it. The church is feminine. The church is the people of God. It is not a multinational corporation. A woman within the people of God is a daughter, a sister, a mother, just as a man is a son, brother, and father. These are the relationships which express the fact that we have been made in the image of God, as men and women together, not separated. In the church, men and women have been called from the beginning to love and to be loved. This is a vocation and also a mission that then gives them their roles both in society and in the church. What characterizes women? That which is feminine is not stipulated by consensus or ideologies. Just as dignity itself is ensured by laws, not by laws written on paper, but an original law written on the heart. Dignity is priceless good, an innate quality which no human law can give or take away. Based on this common and shared dignity, Christian culture, in its varied context, seeks to develop even fresh understanding of the vocation and mission of men and women and their mutual being for each other in communion. They are many. They are not meant to be rivals, but to be for each other. Man for the woman and woman for the man, together. We must remember that women are at the very heart of salvation history. It is that of the years of Mary that God Himself came into the world. Womanhood speaks to us of fruitful welcome, nurturing. It is sad when a woman wants to become a woman. It is important to remember that God became. Let us be more attentive to the many daily expressions of this love, friendships in the workplaces, from studies to the exercise of responsibilities in the church and societies, from marriage to motherhood, and from virginity to the service of others and the building of the kingdom of God. You yourselves are here in order to grow as women and men. You are on a journey or a process of human formation. That is why your academic studies encompasses different fields: research, financial, social services, civic, political responsibilities, artistic expressions, and so on. Reflect on the day-to-day experiences here at the Catholic University of Leuven. I would like to mention 3 simple yet decisive aspects of your formation: how to study, why to study, for whom to study. How to study. As with every science, there's no single method, but there is a style. Each person can develop his or her own style. Indeed, study is always a gateway to knowledge of self. Yet, there is also a common style that the whole university community can embrace. We study together with others and should be grateful for those who have gone before us and both faculty and more advanced students studying along with us.
Non c'è la guerra fra studenti e professori.
There should be no war between the professors and students.
Alle volte un dialogo un po' intenso,
There could be a dialogue, an intense dialogue, but not war. Dialogue gives growth, brings about growth. Why study? There is a motivation that drives us and a goal that draws us on. Yes, these factors need to be good, for they determine what study means to us and give direction to our lives. Sometimes we study in order to discover a new kind of work, but end up living for our work and becoming mere commodities. We live for the function of our work. We should not live to work. Instead, we should work in order to live. It is easy to say, but it takes consistent efforts to put into practice and to be more coherent. Coherence is important, especially for you students. You need to learn this attitude of being coherent. Why study? Third, for yourselves, in order to be accountable to others. We ought to study in order to be able to educate and to serve others, with competence and confidence. Before asking ourselves if studying is useful for something, we should first make sure that it is useful for someone.
Una bella domanda che uno studente universitario può fare.
Question that a university student can ask herself is,
ho il cuore aperto
am I studying? For myself or for service?
Allora il titolo universitario attesta una capacità.
A university degree will indicate a capacity for serving the common good.
Per il bene comune, e questo deve essere molto bilanciato.
It should be balanced. What we do and why we study should be balanced for the common good. Dear students, it is a joy for me to share with you these thoughts. And as we reflect, we can see that there is even a greater reality that enlightens us and transcends us, the truth.
Cosa è la verità?
What is the truth?
Pilato aveva fatto questa
It is Pilate who made this notion. Without the truth, our life loses its meaning. Studying makes sense only when it seeks the truth. And in seeking it, we understand. In order to find truth, we need to have critical thinking so that we can go forward, we can move ahead. Studying makes sense only when it seeks the truth, and in seeking it, we understand that we are made in order to find it. Truth is meant to be found. It is inviting, accessible, and generous. But if we renounce the search for truth, then study becomes an instrument of power, a way to control others. It is no longer serves, but dominate. A university, in order to prepare students to make money or to have power, it's too individualistic, this kind of approach.
L'alma mater,
the alma mater of the university should help us to make society and fraternities
non serve lo studio senza insieme,
study without
ma domina.
Dominating, where the truth sets us free. Dear students, Do you want freedom? Then seek and bear witness to the truth, and try to be credible and authentic in the simple and daily choices you make. In this way, your university will become every day exactly what it is meant to be, a Catholic university. Go ahead and enter. Do not enter into the dichotomy of ideologies. The church and is woman, is feminine. And this will help us a lot. Thank you for this meeting. This lady who recited the letter is very good. I impart my heartfelt blessings upon you and your formation journey. And please do not forget to pray for me. And if doesn't know how to pray, at least send me good vibes, good waves. If you don't know how to pray, send me some good vibes. Thank you. Applause there for Pope Francis. And truly, I would say a heartfelt speech there from the heart. Almost like a father, a grandfather speaking to his own. And speaking about the importance of truth, responding to some of the issues that were raised in the letter, and appreciating Genevieve Damas there, who read the letter and the actual performance that took place. Well, performance is a kind of presentation of the letter, so to say. And also giving some practical examples there, bringing out why should we study, for whom should we study, how to study, appreciated by the students who give him a standing ovation.
Waiting your time, dreaming of a better life. Waiting your time, you're more than just a wife. You don't have to do what your mother has done, she has done. This is your life, this new life has begun. It's your day, a women's day. It's our day, a Louven's day. We are shaking the tree. We are shaking the tree. Turning the tide, you're in the incoming way. Turning the tide, you're nobody's slave. Find your sisters and brothers who can hear all the truth and watch us pray. They can support you when you're on your way. It's your day, a women's day. It's our day, a Louven's day. We are shaking the tree. Shaking the tree, changing the ways, changing those surrounding you, changing the way more than any man can do. Open your heart, show him the anger and pain, so you heal. He's looking for his womanly side. Yeah, you have to be so strong. Shake it down, shake it all around.
Santita, voici l'arbre de notre 600e anniversaire. Nous l'avons planté pour la première fois le 16 septembre dernier lors de la rentrée académique. Tout au long de l'année 2024-2025, des vœux, des souhaits.
So I think a symbolic gesture there to mark the 600th anniversary of the university. The university is going to plant a wish tree. I think a wish tree is rooted in the idea that every young person can help to make the world a better place.
Je vous invite à donner votre vœu pour que nous puissions l'accrocher à l'arbre du 600e.
There it is, the wish tree. Carrying all the wishes and aspirations of this community, very convivial and very festive spirit indeed. Lovely celebration of 600 years.
Merci beaucoup pour votre vœu. À notre tour, nous avons le plaisir de vous offrir le premier des 600 arbres qui seront plantés en 2025. Ce plan de tilleul vient de notre bois de Lozelle, qui est tout proche et que vous avez vu dans la première vidéo de générique. Nous vous confions ce jeune plan, comme Martin V confia la bulle à Guillaume Neefs il y a bientôt 600 ans. Gardez-le en souvenir fort de notre rencontre.
A small wish tree there, given also to Pope Francis, representing the wish and the future for this institution, and also kind of affirming the main themes that have been discussed today, that are found in Pope Francis's landmark encyclical Laudato Si.
It's your day, a Women's Day. It's our day, a Louven's Day. It's our day, a Louven's Day. Yeah, you have to be so strong, and you do nothing wrong at all. We're gonna break it down. We're gonna shake it up, shake it all around.
It's our day, it's your day, the Leuven's Day.
Adesso tutti insieme
And now,
chiediamo la benedizione del
now the
Signore.
blessing from Pope Francis.
Le Seigneur soit avec vous. Que le nom du Seigneur soit béni. Nous secours et dans le nom du Seigneur. Que Dieu Tout-Puissant vous bénisse, le Père, le Fils et le Saint-Esprit.
There we have it, the blessing of Pope Francis to the assembly here gathered. Kind of marking the beginning towards the end of this great event that has characterized a lot of very dense discussions, very serious thought, which is befitting of an academic institution, but also presented in a very accessible way, so to say, and with the band there cheering the the whole institution's 600 years of existence. Now Pope Francis in the wheelchair, taking leave as the audience shows its appreciation. And spending a bit of time to thank the orchestra and the singers there for their contribution, their jazz contributions. A very successful event indeed. And greetings those that are as he slowly makes his way out of the hall. It has been a very intense gathering. Pope Francis greeting some of the guitarists, members of the band still on the other side. He greeted the others. And as he is leaving, taking leave of the rector of the university, making some gestures there and waving to the crowd in this aula magna, the big hall of the university.
I will be king.
No doubt the celebration continues.
You will be my queen. Though nothing will keep us together. We can beat them forever and ever. Or we can be heroes just for one day. Drink all the time, 'cause we're lovers, and that is fair. Yes, we're lovers, and that is fair. But nothing will keep us together. We can beat them forever and ever. Or we can be heroes just for one day.
And now we find ourselves outside the main hall, where there are other students who couldn't get into the main hall, students with some of their visitors, and we see Pope Francis coming out of the Aula Magna. And taking leave and greeting the rector, and she presents him still to other members of the faculty. Must say that they have a great band and an orchestra, not only academic excellence, but also we see there is a lot of talent in the musical artistic talent. Now the Pope has been given one of the traditional hats of this university, kind of a skull cap that the rector herself is wearing, and many others in the crowd have been wearing. It must be closely associated with the university. Pope Francis still exchanging some rosaries with some of the people he has met outside there, outside the main hall, where those who could not get into the main hallway following the proceedings on the large screens. And on your television now you can see some of the members of the Catholic University of Leuven, UCL Leuven. 600 years is indeed a very long time, and I think it's fitting that the Pope came to visit and also to confirm this Catholic University, which came into being as a result of a decree that was signed in 1425 by Pope Martin V. And the university has been going strong since. We are told that there are roughly about 4,000 people outside who couldn't make it into the hall, and there's also going to be planted about 600 trees, all to confirm the messages that we have heard during today's visit of Pope Francis to one of the world's ancient universities. And according to the program, Pope Francis is supposed to go around to greet the 4,000 students and their guests. A very panoramic view that we are seeing now. He's supposed to go around in a golf cart to greet them. I think that is the program. It was interesting also during the closing, during the remarks of the director. She said, as a scientific community, the university is ready to share its responsibilities in preserving the world. We'd like to leave you now with these pictures of Pope Francis as the panoramic view of the students outside that Pope Francis is going to be greeting shortly. My name is Father Paul Samasumo, and it has been a great privilege to bring you some of the commentaries and texts of this broadcast. On behalf of Vatican News, thank you to our partner television and radio broadcasters, EWT and Television, Catholic TV, Luminous Radio India, Art Madashan TV India, Catholic Faith Network in America, Shalom World Television Network, Shalom TV India, and Sunday Shalom. Enjoy the rest of your day or evening wherever you are. Praise be Jesus Christ. Laudetur Jesus Christus.
With many bishops of the world, I want to congratulate Shalom World Media on the 10th anniversary of their world mission, their world